Let me redo it. Hello, my name is Prasad Jaladi. I am your MC for today's program, and I will be assisted by some of our very talented friends and volunteers at the same time. And we have a great lineup of doers, action-filled folks who are into research, education, and also technology commercialization, including having greater oratory skills at all levels. They would talk simply to break it down on those things. But today's talk is all about Environmental Day. Happy Environment Day, everyone. Um, this story, Environmental Day story, started somewhere along, in UN meetings in Sweden around 1972. In 1974, they have formalized everything, and since then, this is happening every year. And if anybody is having any problem, please drop that message in the chat box so that we can try to communicate through that channel. So, as I said, I'm going to be monitoring all these things and introducing speakers. To be on time, let's go with our first speaker, Dr. Ravichandran. He's a professor in the Department of Chemistry at Lovely Professional University, Jalandhar. He published 14 patents, 12 books, published 175 international papers, most of them in green chemistry. So that is very interesting. We are working on the sidelines to promote green chemistry from all corners, including in education. And he has a lot of accolades under his belt, like awards Bharat Shiksha Ratan, Life Achievement Academic Award recipient, and so on and so forth. The list goes on for 10 minutes, but because of the interest in time, today I'm going to let Ravi Chandran take his floor. And Dr. Ravi Chandran, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Very good morning to all of you. I'm delighted to be here. My greetings to all of you. Today, June 5th, is considered to be a green letter day as we are all gathered here to celebrate this World Environment Day by the Suraksha Foundation. At the outset, I thank Professor Prasad Jaladi, the founder of the Suraksha Foundation, for having given me this wonderful opportunity. In fact, this is another milestone in the successive path of the consecutive activities of the Suraksha Foundation. We are celebrating this World Environment Day. Environment, as you are all aware that each and everything around us is called environment. Environment that creates a favorable and suitable condition for the existence and development of all the living organisms. The Environment Day can be coming into existence in the year 1973 as a result of the United Nations Convention on the Environmental Program to protect the human environment on June 5th, 1972, that was held at Stockholm in Sweden country. Since then, every year we mark this day to spread the awareness about the environmental protection and conservation. On this day, people take part in combined plant trees and take a pledge not to harm the environment. It is a wonderful occasion focusing on the environment and its development. Every year, this day being celebrated with a lot of innovative and creative activities along with a wonderful theme and slogan. Last year, our environmental theme was Only One Earth. This year, our environmental theme is 2024, that is a land restoration, desertification and drought resilience. And our slogan in this year, our land, our future. Our earth is our future. We have to preserve our fertile land for our future generation. As we celebrate this auspicious occasion, we recall our ancient slogan, Prakriti, that is very important, Mukyam. That means we have to give the first priority to the environment. And the same praise is reflected in doctrine advocated by our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhiji. He says that the earth provides enough resource for everyone's need, but not to satisfy anyone's greed. So the element of the nature is reflected in all our festivals also. Our Indian tradition and culture believe in a long run about the importance and harmony living in the nature. So this is also reflected and combined in our Vedas. Our ancient people learned to live largely depend on the nature and natural elements. In reality, they worshipped the earth, water, air, and light. In fact, we get a lot of information about nature. On several occasions, Vedas like Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, they mention about environment and how to protect the nature. The Vedic scripture reveal a clean concept about the environment and ecosystem. The necessity of maintaining the balance of the ecosystem and biodiversity. They also mention the environmental that provides the fresh air, clean water, and protective soil, which are very much essential for human existence. In tune with the Vedas, our Upanishad, that also says that people should live in harmony with nature. Our Upanishad also says that, oh man, if you kill a bird, if you kill an animal, and you take a bath in a river or going for pilgrimage, worship the god and yagnas are all useless. So this shows the importance of the protecting the mother earth. Lord Kesava is pleased with the person who does not harm or damage the nature of the plants and animals. So environment is very important. So our responsibility is to preserve the quality of clean and green environment. The main scope of celebrating this World Environment Day that involves to create awareness about the various kind of the existing environmental problems, to develop the skills and taking the corrective action to solve the existing problem, and also to motivate the active participation of the people to make the environment that is suitable for all the living beings. As you are all aware that the science and technology has brought about medical revolution in the middle of 20th century in which drugs and antibiotics might have been discovered, and this advancement has increased the human life expectancy from 47 to 74 years. The world food production also increased enormously as it is referred by green revolution. This enormous quantity of the quantity of the food production that resulted mainly because of the implementation of new high-tech equipment in the agricultural field, usage of the fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide, new hybrid varieties, better and quality seeds. This influences the more quantity of the food production. So science and technology has made our life more comfortable in terms of the communication, in terms of the transportation, etc. But these are all the benefit of the science and technology like a kind. If you look at the one side of the science and technology, it gives a lot of benefit to us. But if you look at the other side of the science and technology, the more harmful effect of the pollution that has to be mentioned. So the water we drink, the air we breathe, the land we survey are all contaminated with the toxic effluent that contaminating the environment leading to environmental pollution. As on today, there is no zero pollution industry. Because of the lack of self-discipline and not worrying about the future generation, this happens. So we need to preserve our environment, and because all these issues that is happening mainly because of the human activities, developmental activities and industrial activities. 40% of the world land is degraded every year by global population. So the number and the duration of the drought has increased 29% since 2000. This year theme is an important call for the protection of the land and ecosystem. Land is the most important valuable resources for mankind as it provides food, wood, medicine, fiber, etc. Land nurtures the plant, animals, and that provides food and shelter for us. But in recent time, the land degradation increases due to overpopulation, urbanization, soil erosion, and increasing usage of the chemical fertilizer, pesticides, etc. Increased food production generally leads to damage of the topsoil through the nutrient depletion. So, in order to conserve our land, we have to follow the mixed cropping of the pattern system so that the nutrients in the soil will not get depleted. We have to follow the soil conservation practices such as conservational till farming, contour farming, terracing, agroforestry, etc. India is a fast growing country in the economy. We are committed to increase our standard of life through of our people by giving more number of gas connection from the misery wood that is releasing the fossil fuel which is the mainly responsible for the climate change. We are in the sixth large production in renewable energy, and also we are the fifth large production in using the solar energy. In the last 2 years, our forest cover has been increased by 4%, because in the year 2020, our forest cover was 19.6%. That has been increased in the year 2023, in the last year, 20%. So
Dr.
India supports
Ravichandran,
7 to,
can I
yes
stop
sir,
you for a second? My apologies. I missed to let every speaker know that our talk time is 5 minutes, and we'll be
okay,
having a Q&A later on so that we can extend
sure
our
sir, sure sir,
conversation. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Could
Yes sir.
wrap it up as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, on this auspicious occasion, let us all come together and make this planet a better place to live. We can make rules and regulation and laws, but without people participation, we cannot attain any sustainable development. So, sustainable development, as you are all aware, that meeting the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So, coming together, it's a beginning. Keeping together is a progress. Working together is a success. Therefore, on this auspicious day of this environmental day, we must bring some positive action that will help in environmental important improvement. When we plant more trees, we can balance the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, avoiding the plastic use. That can be a better way to protect the mother earth. Let us increase the usage of the renewable energy instead of using the fossil fuel. We can walk or use bicycle to cover the shorter distance. So remember, each and every drop that makes an ocean. A journey of 1,000 miles start with a single step. Every day move as little bit steps, and soon we'll reach the destination. So that every individual that will be doing the great small efforts together, that makes a great difference in our environment. Our good health, that is depends on the healthy environment. A sustainable health of the human health, that is wholly dependent on the sustainable environment. So let us make a pledge on this day. Let us protect and preserve our environment, that must be giving a better place to live. Thank you very much. Once again, I thank Professor Prasad sir for having given me this wonderful opportunity to meet you all you on this happy occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ravichandran, for your
Yes, sir.
very inspiring talk. I will come back to you with during Q&A, and we can expand further on that. The next speaker up is Mr. Ajit Kumar Mahendra. He is a retired senior deputy director at Geological Survey of India. He comes with an immense knowledge, and he's very practical and role model at the same time. He's an expert in rain harvesting, compost making, plastic waste mitigation. He also runs a not-for-profit organization based at Hyderabad. I met him a couple of years ago. He is involved in a lot of environmental programs in Hyderabad not only as an activist but also as an advisor. He's very inspiring personality, and I am grateful for his acquaintances for the last 2 years. And recently, I had the fortune of meeting him also during my Hyderabad visit. So he has great knowledge on protecting the environment, as I said, and very active in many projects. Mr. Ajit Kumar Mahendra ji, floor is yours. Ajit ji, can you hear us? Well, maybe a technology I'm using. We go through these things quite often.
Yeah, my camera is on now.
Yeah, could you please on it, please?
I've switched on the camera. Am I audible?
Yes, you can. We can hear you. Sorry.
Only thing I'm not visible. I don't know. I was visible earlier. Namaskar. Thank you for the excellent introduction. Friends, I have a a slightly different take on the issue of the environment. Uh, we have the purpose of all environmental protection. Basically, whatever route we are taking, the main purpose of environmental protection is to have a healthy environment, a healthy and a happy life for everyone on this planet, every every living being on this planet. And for that we use various conveniences. But but interestingly, and sadly so, many of these conveniences themselves are making the planet and life on the planet unhealthy. Let me briefly touch on two or three examples. Uh, Number one, the most critical is your packaging material. We use most of this packaging material, be it plastic, be it plastic bottles or aluminum wrappers, and so many. Now, the purpose of these packaging, food packaging particularly, is to see that our health is protected and our whatever we are consuming is properly stored and properly preserved. But sadly, most of the packaging material in which our processed foods are packaged are environmental hazards, a serious environmental hazard. A simple example: take the bottle, the plastic bottle, which is a book. It is omnipresent in our life today, uh, be in the form of mineral water or juices or aerated waters, mm, our cooking mediums, so many. But the plastic used for these plastic bottles, the PET, is itself composed of several uh, endocrine disruptors, which are serious health hazards to the point of causing infertility, cancer, and development disorders, menstrual disorders, obesity, uh, and the list goes on. The, to cite another example, in the same vinaya, we have our health, health and hygiene products. Mm, to give one of the most dominant example, is your sanitary pads. Now, this was supposed to ensure a hygienic menstrual cycle. But unfortunately, with the introduction of synthetic sanitary pads, which completely replaced the organic cloth pads, which once our women used very safely, now these synthetic pads are made of 5 types of plastic, and each of these plastics is a poison. It is the cause of several diseases. The least of it is allergies. The least of it is allergies, and then you have fertility issues. You have very serious health issues like endometriosis, where the cells of the uterus grow outside the uterus, and and I believe about 10% of the world's population. This is statistics from the United States. Suffers from this kind of an ailment, which unfortunately has hardly any cure. This goes on and on for several of these issues. In other words, whatever you're shopping for, be it your fresh fruits and vegetables, they're again packed. First of all, they are produced with synthetic fertilizers and pesticides to protect them from disease, and then they are so packed that to ensure a longevity of life, ensure a better taste, we are we are actually adding poisonous substances to them. Now, I mean, uh, there are other areas. I think one of the most most shocking example is the milk sachets that we all use ubiquitously again. Um, these milk sachets, the milk itself is several days old, and it is preserved and it is processed, and the container in which you get your Tetra packs, your milk sachets, all these, your cosmetics, several of your cosmetic, and several of your hygiene products. I mentioned sanitary pads as one, but there are several hygiene products which are used by all of us, more or less. And the worst affected are children and women. I happened to watch a video by an oncologist uh, of Hyderabad, and he was mentioning that in the last few decades, I mean, about when he started his practice as an oncologist in Hyderabad, he said there was only one government and one private hospital. And someone else told me that these hospitals used to be more than near empty. Today, Telangana has 40 cancer hospitals packed to capacity. Now, why so much of cancer? It is because there are hundreds and hundreds of carcinogens we are using. So my suggestion to all who are working on the environment is the environment, much before your environment is polluted or damaged with packaging material or synthetic fabrics, or for that matter, the pipes that carry your water. Now, let's look at the irony of this again. I think with that, I will more or less close my short presentation. Look at the irony of it. A few years ago, we were using iron pipes. Now, iron pipes there was lead added to these iron pipes so that they don't rust. But as all of us know, lead has been, is the culprit for damaging your kidneys. So the world over, we shifted from the lead pipe. First, we removed the lead and realized that they rust very quickly. So we removed in my own house, I've done it. We've removed all these iron pipes and replaced them with what is so-called a PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Now, this PVC pipe is a very, very poisonous. I think it is the king of poisons among plastic. Among the 9 plastics we have, PVC is supposed to be the most poisonous. But imagine our life-giving water is transmitted through this iron pipe, through these PVC pipes. Your storage tanks are made of PVC. So I think we have a bigger challenge on hand, but let us widen our canvas. Whether you're involved in cleaning of the lakes, or whether you're involved in the production of alternative materials to substitute for plastic and others, like toothbrushes or cloth bags or whatever, or you're involved in technologies which are more like composting, solid waste management, or liquid waste management. I think what is important to know is that even before these items get into the environment, they have already damaged life on the earth. I think this is where we have to create an awareness among the common people, and this awareness should first come amongst our environmentalists itself. It was a wonderful experience talking to you all. Thank you, Suraksha. Thank you, Prasad, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ajit ji, for your very valuable information along with the examples. A lot of learning, especially for the youth here. I hope they would understand these complexities where we are at. But we are pressed for time, and Dr. Leena Singh has to leave soon. So let's give her floor as soon as possible. but I want to make a simple introduction of her. Dr. Leena Singh is an avid researcher, environmentalist, and academician at the same time. She is an associate professor at Galgotia College of Engineering and Technology in Greater Noida area. She did research on pollution, especially on Ganga and Narmada rivers. Dr. Leena Singh, the floor is yours. Take it away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for a nice introduction. So, yes, I'm Dr. Leena Singh. So, thank you, Dr. Tushar Jalani, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this auspicious day, World Environment Day, 5th June. So, a very good morning to all the dignitaries and the participants present here. It's my great pleasure and honor to address you all on this significant occasion of World Environment Day. The theme of this year of World Environment Day is to restore our earth. Not only the land, but to restore the entire earth, which we are talking about, being it a water body, land, forest, biodiversity, everything. Definitely, the present environmental crisis which we are facing, whether it is pollution, climate change, deforestation, biodiversity loss, depletion of our natural resources, our water bodies, etc., there is an urgent need to restore them. These issues are not just environmental concern, but they are existential threats that affects our lives, our health, to our economies, and very way our living. Our planet is in great distress. Oceans are filled with plastics, forests are shrinking, alarming at an alarming rate. Air water quality is deteriorating, which reminds us about the stark reality we are facing. We are facing the burnt of exploitation we did to our planet Earth. But through our collective action and positive effort, we can make the change in restoring our Mother Earth. Here today, I would like to speak on the water bodies, especially the rivers. So I have worked on river water quality, and my focus was basically on ecotoxicological research analysis. The quality of river water are in a bad shape, whether it is the physicochemical properties of water or it is the pesticides or fertilizer content present in the water. They are in high concentration. So whether it is river Ganga, river Yamuna, or any other river. River water, the presence of these chemical toxicants in high concentration has affected the rich biodiversity of the river, as well as it has also impacted on we human beings. Today, I would like to focus on a very important issue which our river Yamuna is facing. River Yamuna, a major tributary of river Ganges, originates from Yamunotri, from the lower Himalayan range at an elevation of about 6387 meter above mean sea level in Uttarkasi district of Uttarakhand. It meets river Ganga at Sangam in Uttar Pradesh after flowing from Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, and Delhi. The Delhi segment is the most polluted stretch of the river, and it is severely affected by the impediments of industrialization, urbanization, agricultural runoff, etc. Presently, in the recent times, that is last 4 years, the river is facing a unique problem of frothing. So, since few years on the onset of winters, the problem of frothing is becoming very frequent. The primary reason behind the formation of the toxic foam is high phosphate content in the water bodies because of detergents being used in dyeing industries, dhobi ghats, etc. Foam or froth formation is a phenomenon that takes place in many lakes and streams. Foam bubbles are produced when organic matter decomposes. The foam bubbles being lighter than the water, so they float on the surface of surface as a thin film that gradually accumulates. The foam is made up of foaming agents like phosphate and surfactants. The remaining part is of air and water. When water with surfactants or detergents like molecules fall from a height, they churn to form bubble in the water. Foam begins to form after monsoon, but intensify in winters as the winter approaches because foam bubbles are much more stable in lower temperature. These foams are very much detrimental to human health, as we know that this river has a religious significance. So many of our celebration, for example, the Chhat Puja. So we generally take a dip in the river and we perform these rituals from the river bodies only. So they causes skin irritation, allergies, ingestion causes various gastrointestinal problem, and in the long exposure, it can create neurological disorder. Presently, the thing how we can, the main thing is that we are looking for a solution, how these phosphates can be removed from this body. The things which we can do at a level is that we can use a good quality of detergents. We can upgrade our sewage treatment plants. Release of industrial waste should be stopped in the river bodies. And the best thing is that if we can maintain the flow of river water, as we know that the river has a self-purifying capacity, so they can purify themselves. But for that, the river needs to be have a very good and regular flow. I would also like to show you a video related to the frothing issue. So let me see if I can connect. Is it visible?
Um,
Am I
for
able to
me,
share?
no. I think you need permission. Are you getting any message from?
Yeah, I'm just checking that. Choose what to share with Google Meet. This is the message which is displaying on my screen. The site will be able to see the content of your screen. So I have chosen a window.
Okay. But we can't see. Is anybody able to see this?
No.
Okay. So I think you could, Rishita, could we give her permission?
Actually, it is not showing up here. I guess that's the
Yeah.
issue.
Dr. Leena, I think, could you please push that present now button again?
Yeah, yes, present now again. And then yes. I don't think that it is visible.
Could you share the entire screen instead of a window? Sometimes you have to select the window, like which window do you want to share?
Okay, I'll select the entire screen.
And then you can share now in the.
Yes. The share window is not operational, which I'm just checking out. Now, the screen is visible, but it is the cancel window is open, share window is not operational.
Yeah, keep pushing that again. I know Google Meet is a little bit tricky on this thing. Sometimes it confuses everybody on that. I think it's a system issue. I go through the same issue several times myself. So to avoid this kind of situation, if you have any link, please drop that in chat box so that we can take a look at that. And perhaps if you could bring that up even in the question and answer session, that would be really wonderful.
We can see it now, like
Okay.
a different.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yeah, we can see you presenting, but we cannot see the video.
The video. Okay, let me try once again. I think there is some issues related to it. So no issue. No issues. Okay. I'll post the link in the chat box. Okay.
Thank you so much. So,
I'm not able to.
mhm.
Yeah, that was a video, very nice video that was showing the floating and some of the pictures related to Yamuna floating, the people taking bath, offering prayers and all. And so we can see how the situation is very bad. So that need, and this I have just presented this thing also, that I just want to have output so that we can think about what can be the solution of removing these phosphates from the Yamuna River. Yes, there is a hand raised.
Yeah, Ajit ji, could you please hold the question until we are done with the speakers?
Yeah, sure.
We can see you now. Thank you so much for being visible. This is a technology musing. Sorry, Dr. Leena, would you like to conclude?
Yeah, sir. But that was the thing. Stop presenting. I need to stop the presentation because it was not working. So that thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak at this platform, Suraksha. So thank you so much.
You are very welcome, all the speakers, including Dr. Leena. This is very important time, and you shared a lot of research information on the superficial way. But I promise everyone here that I want to bring everybody here again in group or separately as an individual speaker onto this platform so that we can discuss these things in detail and also come up with the solutions, engaging youth so that they would take care of these issues, and they have a lot of talent, and we should be able to use them. And one thing that we have in Suraksha, before I forget, is a volunteership. We have incredible volunteers who are working, and they are offering a lot of support. They are the pillars of Suraksha movement, honestly, from my side. So I wouldn't be nothing without them. So I'm just a facilitator, as my title says here. So thank you so much again for giving inspiration to a lot of youngsters here on taking care of the water bodies, especially the rivers. They are the life of our civilization. So I hope everybody pays a lot of attention on these kind of issues and protect the environment. Thank you again. Next up is our own dynamic Rishita J. She is a recent graduate, MBA from KLU Guntur, working in healthcare support company based in US. She has been selected on the campus, and she is offering wonderful services for the company before she even got her MBA degree on hand. So she has so many things going on with her. She is a youth parliamentarian. She proposed universal income, and PM Modi tweeted her great talk in the parliament. She is one of our chief volunteer lead in India. She is helping very dynamically to interact with our local volunteers and in the recruitment process and the ideas, so on and so forth. She is very dynamic and has extraordinary oratory skills. Rishita, please take it away.
Hi everyone, good morning, and I take it as an extreme honor to be a part of this, great gathering, and it's really nice to actually, connect here and converse about environment and how we're going to protect the environment around us. And to be very honest, like, I literally did not do any research, or I do not actually belong to this particular genre wherein I can talk about specifically forest or water bodies, etc. But I'm here to talk about a general, a normal human being affected because of the adverse environment effects that we see here every day in the environment. So when we talk about the facts, like, we can see, there's a lot changing every day, and every 3 seconds, like, the world loses enough forest to cover a football pitch. And over the last century, we have destroyed almost half of our wetlands. And even the extinct rate of species is usually five, a year, but currently we're losing up to 10,000 times the normal rate that we used to have previously. So it means almost dozens of species go extinct every day, which is quite scary and also surprising. The numbers have raised. And if we carry on using the earth's resources the way that we have been using as of now, the consumption rate would increase, and we would definitely need almost 1 to 7 planets to actually support the demands of earth's ecosystem, which is practically impossible. So all the time we talk about environment, a lot of things that happen, like what we see, the climate change, pollution, global warming, and we talk about a lot of things that are actually the effects of what we do. So I would want to talk around what we can do and what can be our contribution. And whenever we talk about these things, everybody has got to say, they got to probably thinking, I'm just one human, what difference does it actually make? Well, that's exactly what the 8 billion people said about straws. It's just one damn straw. And we all know what happened and where that went, right? So if everybody talks about just one person, just one straw, just one plastic bag, just one, it definitely, like, when we talk about the big picture, it is definitely going to lead to something that's really huge and something that's irreplaceable, or we cannot repair it, like, in the near future. So whatever we talk about the environment day, it is definitely connected to us. This is not just a global cause, but we're just fighting for our own selves, for our own health, because it's directly connected to how we are living today. It's connected to our lifestyle. And I would probably definitely not say that it's our fault, because the lifestyle is such that we are forced to use plastic, we are forced to adapt to this particular lifestyle. But changing is definitely is in our hands, and that is something that we can do. So what we can do effectively is to make small changes to our lifestyles and do probably whatever we can do, in our lives. So the small changes can be either just swapping a plastic bag with a normal paper bag or a cotton bag, etc., using an electrical toothbrush, or or maybe a wooden toothbrush, or maybe small changes as in planting trees, taking some time for ourselves and making sure that we educate people. I would say most of them literally do not have a lot of awareness about what environment. I'm very serious. Like, apart from very few who are really interested in it, I don't really think people are also very interested in celebrating World Environment Day, or most of them do not really have the understanding or the idea of what the whole day is all about. So it is very important to understand that it's all coming down to the youth, the present generation, because ultimately almost majority of the population, like in India or even in the world, like, people who are the change makers are these youth. So I think it comes down to bringing a lot of awareness to these youth, because I believe education is the root cause to all the solutions. So even in schools, the education system is such that nobody talks about environment. It's all about subjects, it's all about getting ranks or marks, etc. So I think it's very important to introduce certain courses or classes wherein people are educated about environment, about climate change, etc., because people still think that climate change is some fancy word that has nothing to do with the youth or the young generation. So that is something that has to be getting into the subjects, the curriculum, so that kids especially know who's Greta Thunberg. This word is kind of, you know, a lot of them do not really know about activists who fight for environment, who fight for the society, who fight for nature, who fight for ourselves, to be, precise. So I believe it's very important that we create awareness rather than, instead of talking a lot about climate change, I think it would be very useful if people start taking actions on how they can make small changes to lifestyle or keep educating people who know about what climate change is all about, pollution is all about, global warming is all about. I mean, land restoration is a huge thing, but when we talk about the small changes or the, you know, the tiny things that we do every day, that makes a lot of difference. So one to many is what we talk about, and you know, one small step creates a lot. I mean, exactly what Ravichandran Garu was mentioning, like it all starts with one small step. And what Ajit sir also mentioned, so he was talking about a lot of things. He was also talking about one major thing that I have actually worked on is this, you know, using I mean, switching from this synthetic sanitary pads to actually using a cloth or something that's really sustainable. And when we talk about, Ajit Sabha was mentioning a lot of things, and when I literally think about, you know, where this plastic and all of this is, you know, in the lifestyle or in the daily usage, like I cannot literally think of anything that in a whole day, if I think of, you know, everything that I do or everything that we are involved with, I cannot think of anything that does not involve something that's not harmful to the environment. But a lot of them have come up with a lot of initiatives. Even the businesses, they have come up with green marketing, they've come up with a lot of things to support the environment and also to protect the environment. But when it comes down to implementation, taking action, that is something where we are lacking. So I would conclude the whole thing by saying, like, this is a small you know, reminder to all of us that it's high time that we take action. It's the need of the hour, wherein we talk to ourselves, we make small changes in our lives. So instead of thinking about big things, it's very nice and great to think about small things that we can do and implement in our daily lives, like educating people who do not know what the whole thing is all about, who do not understand what's happening with the world, who do not understand what's happening with the society. And instead of turning the whole green planet of ours into a concrete jungle, let's all collectively work to make it a sustainable planet. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Richita. As usual, you talk so eloquently, and every minute I listen to you is a lesson for me. So that's a gift. Keep it up, and we are eager to talk more with you on these kind of subjects. And the Suraksha's attempt, as you know, is bringing change at the community level. Also, we are at different levels. Due to our works, education, and everything else. So we have to work on this collectively to safeguard our land, and also preserve these things, and also fight for planting more plants in a more sensible way, rather we do everything recklessly. So this is a great lesson for youngsters as well, especially of your age, so that they would pick a tab from here and be very productive community members, more than that, very well organized global citizens that also supports in their careers as well. I have a firm belief on that. I'm one of the example like that. So this is all not about our career, and also it is about how we deal with the things and change our lifestyles for the betterment of everyone. Community is the key here. Thank you so much once again for your great message here. Last but not least, Saurabh Kumar is our final speaker. I hope he's okay with his system, because he was messaging that he has an issue in getting up here. However, let me introduce in the meantime, Saurabh, you can activate your video in between. So Saurabh did masters in Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapith University, Varanasi. He involved in UNGO, UNFCCC division, and he involved in COP28 as a delegate. He's an SDG advocate, youth advocate at UNEP, MGCY Chemicals and Waste Platform. He has a lot to offer, including his highly reliable ideas on a few things, and he wants to be an administrator in his career, and want to um, help the government to make appropriate policies through his career. So welcome, Saurabh. Take it away.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for every and also the speakers. Thank you for all speakers. I was listening for the most half an hour for the speakers, mostly the Leena ma'am and the others, Ajit sir. I work with the plastic waste management, solid waste management, with the TERI and the CSC during the COVID-19. So I was just like the normal people. I was just reading the newspaper and I just saw some news. Just there's a flood in Assam and there's a the climate crisis. So I was always enthused toward the climate. So I just thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just completing my graduation. I just taking the degree. So what is the action? What will the procedure for further? So I just started my journey in 2020 after the COVID. So this is my contribution to the environment. And I approached to the Yango and UNEP, other organization to give me some opportunity to take an action on the climate on the ground basis. So this is the way, and thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to take action on the climate. And I was working with SDG 13, and so I found very challenges in India, like talking to with the municipality, talking with the district magistrates, and talking with the the Ministry of Environment and other. So I was thinking, uh, individually, I can reach to the 100 peoples, I can reach to the 1,000 people, but I cannot change the environment individually. So we need to take an action on the grounds, internationally and nationally. So Suraksha gave me the opportunity to take an action on this. So for this, I was working with the Yango. So I was telling what I was doing in the Yango with the ACE working group. ACE is adopted by the ACE is adopted by the UNFCCC and Paris Agreement, which is the Article 6 of the UNFCCC. So there are the six pillars they are focusing on, which is generally focused on the education, public awareness, training, and public participation, and public access to information, so that we can enhance and engage with the youth to the national and international, and mostly the international cooperation, so that we can engage more UNEP, more UNICEF, and more UNFCCC process. So this is the way I was listening to the Rishika, and she was definitely spreading the more about the youth engagement, and just we are not as a paper. I was also mentioning that we are just degree on behalf. Sorry, on away from the degree, we have to take an action on the climate as a problem. So, Alina ma'am, I was listening to Alina ma'am. She was a very working on the water waste management. So the I was reading the newspaper that how we are polluting the Ganga and how we are polluting the Yamuna, and also we are just facing the climate issues, and we have seen last 7 years we have been facing extreme weather events, including heat waves. So there is no excuse to take an action on the climate, because if also the UNFCCC General Directors Simon Stills, I met Simon Stills in 2023 with a direct conversation, one-to-one conversation with Simon Stills to take an action. We as a youth feel very the dis, dis, disengagement with the government policies. People are not listening to us. So what we can do, give me some hope, give me some power to take an action on the ground. So this is the way I am working on, and I have to listen more speaker if I have. So I'm just transferring my voice to Prasad sir, and other speaker we have to listen on. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much,
And thank
Saurabh,
you for
for
having me.
explaining more on what I have said about you. So that's an incredible work at your age, and from your region. Actually, one more thing I need to add about Saurabh. Saurabh is our North India volunteer lead. He is pushing for some community programs. And we are discussing on a few things, how to change the way how we think, and get down to the community, fold our sleeves and do something extraordinary to not only safeguard ourselves, but to the entire community at large. Look, this planet is there for a while, and it won't need us. We need planet. At the same time, we need environment also. Without proper environment, our life would be miserable. So this year, about the World Environment Day is about protecting the land, conservation of the land, and also dealing with the deforestation issues and regeneration predominantly, and also um, desertification prevention, so on and so forth. So this is a great theme for the year, and we all would stick to this year, talking about different topics aligned to this. Now I'm going to open the floor for Q&A, and if you guys have anything, please feel free to ask. And by the way, we are also hosting a webinar in the evenings between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. If any one of you are able to attend, you are welcome to join us there also. And it is also power-packed speaker lineup, just like this one. And there also we have very good insights to learn, and we all can collectively work. By the way, Suraksha has launched some of the community programs. You may find some of the work on our website also. Recently, we launched an app, which is AI-powered web app to find environmental conditions in your area. By the way, not just in your area, anywhere in the world. So please go to suraksha.org, and you can find Enviro Suraksha tab there. From there, you can check, and you can also encourage everyone you know to check their environmental conditions, so that they would have a clear understanding where they are living, what kind of pollution is around there, and what is the ozone situation, what is the carbon dioxide situation, so on. Offer off the bat, so that we all can do this. The beauty of that thing is this has been developed by one of our youngest Asian AI scientist, who happened to be in Hyderabad, who is also our volunteer. This is the kind of work that we are bringing. You know, we're all contributing something, not only for the organization, actually I should say through the organization, to the community. So the aim behind that AI app, along with other people like Rishita and Saurabh shared, is to be part of the community in solving these problems, which are very serious. So we also bring in some applications, including industrial ideas, how to change these attitudes, so that we also work in good companies that are not polluting much. We are a force, actually, just like the way how we can change a government through voting. This is also more or less same like that. All that it takes is take a step and work with the right people and share the knowledge, learn the things, unlearn the things, and move ahead with the greater attitude of turning everything green in a meaningful way, so that we would have good air to breathe, good water to drink, and good food to eat, and good place to live. Thank you so much. With that, I would welcome everybody to ask questions, if you have. Otherwise, for 10 or 15 minutes, I guess we could wrap it up. Yes, sir.
Sir, you're on mute.
I want to sort of addressing myself to Madam Leena Singh. I happen to stay very close to a very large water body, very famous in Hyderabad, called Hussain Sagar. And it's just about 1.5 kilometers from my house. And recently I happened to make a video on this. Much of what you spoke, madam, about the pollution of the water bodies, this was a pristine water body about a few decades ago, about maybe 3-4 decades ago. And this has now been converted into a cesspool. And this is all done by us all. And it has, unfortunately, the maximum contribution comes from the government. There are 2 or 3 drainage outlets which are left into this lake. This is all sewage water, which comes from the industrial area, and one of the biggest sources of pollution is our religion itself. You talk about that Kanvar Yatra, the Ganesh festival and the Dasara festival contributes, I don't know what amount of pollutants and what amount of toxic waste that go into this lake is unthinkable. I have been monitoring the groundwater levels in some of the groundwater bodies downstream of this lake. This is one area where, it literally fence eating the grass. Fence eating the grass issue. We do not know where to start. The government wanted to desilt and remove the pollutant, but then where to dump the highly polluted silt? So they gave up the project. And now there's a huge several thousand crore rupee project for cleaning the river Musi. And this forms a part of the Musi drainage. That's what I wanted to comment about, that we are the culprits. We are the culprits. And education probably seems to be the only way out. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this up, sir. In fact, I'm trying to interact with the EPTRI also, through whom I got my training in Hyderabad itself in 1993 timeline. So I know the Hussain Sagar story. They so far spent something like 200, maybe 350 crores, if I am right. So, so there is no solution in sight. There are fundamental issues. First thing is they need to stop the water that is polluted water that is flowing into the lake. The other thing is they are trying models like bacteria treatment. These are all the solutions in an organic way, and they so far used synthetic methods also to prevent the algal blooms, so on and so forth. But there is no solution at site. In fact, I'm also chasing some of the officials for a year and a half. Actually, most of you may know this thing because I might have talked to you about that thing. I'm working on a project where we are deriving some organic enzymes from earthworms. So that seems to be treating this kind of algal blooms, PFA, so on and so forth. So that's an interesting thing, but everything costs money. So we have to bring in these technologies from different direction and do a pilot project and try to solve the things. My vision on that is, if we could clean one small pond before getting into Hussain Sagar, and if that works, small pond project works, we could expand it to the entire nation. There is no lack of polluted ponds, rivers, lakes, and including ocean in the world. Especially India having 25 out of highly polluted cities in the world, it would be more miserable. So just these are my 2 cents. If you guys come across any of such proposals, please ping me so that we can all try to solve these things. The reason why I'm again talking about a pilot scale is these are the opportunities that we could bring in from west to east. I don't want to ship them from here because there is again carbon footprint involved. So we want to create a small infrastructure there, build it up, and create jobs on that, and then expand it in a commercial level and bring in more jobs and encourage local investors, including banks and also foundations, plus entrepreneurs, so that we could collectively scale it up and leave the technology over there so that we can solve these problems for a long time. Because so far as I see, there is no end to the pollution anywhere in the world. So let's stick to the gun and solve this problem. It is not a firearm gun, it is a solution gun. Thank you so much. I would call it as green gun with no harm. Any more questions? All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for spending your valuable time. I know attending a meeting 10 a.m. in the morning is a big deal. Even though if it is an World Environmental Day, I know that this is a challenge. But I'm on the other side of the pond in the midnight now, so I have to run for another meeting early morning, as I said. Hope to see you many again in the 6 p.m. meeting in the evening. So hope to see you all, and I hope you all enjoyed our talks. And all speakers who have contributed today are wonderful. Dr. Ravichandran, Ajit Kumar sir, and Dr. Leena, Rishita, and Saurabh. You've been wonderful contributors of the day. Keep the good work, and we all could join our forces for bettering our own lives, including our next generation and biodiversity together, so that we need not leave anybody behind. So keep the spirit ahead, and look forward to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
We're all leaving the
Ajit
call
sir,
now. Nice to
Ajit
meet
sir,
you all.
Ajit sir is saying something. We have to share the contact details. So you
Yeah,
can have just
I
share
think he
details.
already
Yeah.
left the message. We can pass on that thing. I can pass on that information to you also.
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay.
for your
I
time.
think it is in the chat already. Both Rishita and Ajit sir posted their messages already. If you want to take a look at the message.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. And we are grateful to connect with you. See you
No
at
problem.
at 6 p.m.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.